Let us start the real gas part 1. In this part we'll try to discuss about the deviation of real gas from ideal one, basically Andrews and Amagat's plots and why it is happened. Let's see. Deviation from ideal behavior. The first of all, let's see the graph. From PV curve, what we can say from ideal one, we can say from Boyle's law, what we can say, that is PV equal to constant for Boyle's law. So from PV equal to constant, we should get this type of curve. That means rectangular hyperbola from Boyle's law. It is the ideal behavior, but actually in reality we are getting this type of curve. So very much deviation from the ideal one. This in reality two discontinuities are there, one and here is one. That is two discontinuities is there except very high temperature. That means as we are going to high temperature, like I have mentioned it, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 like this. T5 is very high temperature. So whenever very high temperature, we can see that means real gas is showing the ideal behavior, but otherwise most of the cases it is highly deviated from the ideal one. So this is the first one we have discussed, that is it is the Andrews plot. This is for CO2, actually not only for CO2, it is for every gases, real gases actually. Now moving to the next point that is PV and P plot, PV versus P plot, isothermal plot. This is the ideal gas behavior. Whenever it is ideal, it should be straight line. That means parallel to P axis. So that is the P axis and it is PV. So it should be the ideal one. But in actual cases, that means in real cases, we are getting this type of curve. This type of curve. It is for CO2. This is for O2. Whenever it is the low pressure, this type of curve is shown by real gases. But whenever high pressure is there, that means this type of curve is shown. But ideal, it should be like this. That is parallel to P axis. But both of the cases we are seeing, we can see that means highly deviation from the ideal behavior. And this plot is known as Amagat's plot. So parallel to ideal gas PV process plot, this is linear and parallel to P axis, but reality it is linear but not parallel to the P axis at low pressure, as I mentioned in figure 1, and at high pressure it is having high deviation, showing the minimum and then increase. That means the minimum, it can show the minimum, it is for CO2, it is for CHO, then CH4, then it is increasing. So this type of deviation is shown by the real one. Now that is the second deviation I have shown. Now that moving to the third deviation. With the third deviation, what is the third deviation? The coefficient of thermal expansion. Thermal expansion, that means it can be denoted as alpha. Thermal expansion, that means by giving heat energy or temperature, if temperature rise up, obviously expansion will be there. For ideal cases, what will happen? Obviously this expansion only dependent, only the function of temperature only, not the nature of the gases. That means whatever the gases is there, whenever the temperature change is same, effect will be same. It should be like that. That means in case of ideal gas. But mind that in case of non-ideal, that means real gas, what happened? It is not independent of the nature of the gas. Here in case of ideal one, it is independent of nature of gas. That means whenever it is CO2, whenever it is oxygen, whenever it is hydrogen, whenever it is nitrogen gas, whatever the gas is there, same effect should be shown in case of ideal one. But here it is different. CO2, whatever the effect shown by CO2, it is not shown by oxygen, not shown by nitrogen, like this. So it is not independent of the nature of the gas. So alpha is only dependent on temperature. It can be proven also. It can be proved. Let's see how we can prove. Alpha actually can be denoted by this way: dV at constant pressure. That means dV dt at constant pressure. Deviation of volume per temperature at constant pressure. Now if we can find out the value, this is the mathematical expression of thermal expansion, okay, and we all know that PV equal to nRT from ideal gas behavior. So V is nothing but nR by P T. So hence we can find out dV dt is equal to, at constant P, obviously it should be nR T. So this is the value for it. Let's say it is 1, and by putting this value alpha equal to 1 by V dV dt, if we put the value, this value, what will happen? This will happen. Now this part obviously from the equation, say it is equation 2, from equation 2 we get what? 1 by V nR by P equal to 1 by T. So alpha equal to 1 by T. So from this we can prove, that means alpha is the alpha should be the factor of temperature only for ideal, but in normal case it is not happening. Now this is for coefficient for thermal expansion. Now moving to the next part, next deviation. Coefficient of compressibility. It is denoted by beta. Here also for ideal, beta should be the function of pressure. P for pressure. Beta should be the function of pressure, independent of the nature. But in reality, or that is for real gas, beta depends on the nature of gas. How we can prove it also? The mathematical expression for beta equal to minus 1 by V dV dP at constant T. Here also from the ideal gas, PV equal to nRT, we can write V equal to nRT by P. Therefore dV dP at constant T is nRT by P square. Say equation 1. Then beta can be represented as, this is the beta expression. In place of this we are writing it is this expression. What will be the result? Let's see. If we simplify it, we are getting, so beta, it is the beta, so beta is the function of pressure for ideal, but in reality it is not so. So this is also the deviation of real gas from ideal one. Now moving to the last deviation, we can say. Moving to the last deviation, we can say the fifth one. The fifth one, Joule-Thomson effect. Joule-Thomson effect. In reality, in case of ideal one, it depends only on temperature. That is, energy of ideal gas is the function of temperature only, does not depend on pressure and volume. But in reality, it depends on pressure and volume also. If we expand real gas from high pressure to very low pressure through very small hole, temperature vary. In reality, in case of real gas, but in case of ideal, it should not be. But in case of ideal, it should not be. Like that. That means temperature should not be vary in case of ideal gas. So these are the deviation we have discussed. Now we are moving to the another important part, why it is happened. So what is the reason behind it? Why this type of deviation is there? That means reasons. What are the reasons? Actually, in case of ideal one, what we have discussed, in case of for ideal, we have considered, that means first of all we have considered, that means gas having the point mass, that means the volume of gas is negligible, but in reality it is not sure. That means some amount of volume we should have to consider. Second point we have considered, that means attraction between the gas molecule is zero. but in reality there is some amount of attraction among the molecules. So we have to consider, that means in case of reality, whenever whenever the molecules are there, we have to consider the volume. In case of ideal one, we have considered the volume should not be there. In case of ideal, we have considered the gas molecule. Among the gas molecules, there should not be any attraction force, but in reality there should be attraction force. Rather, different gas should have different attraction force. So these are the deviation, and these are the reasons. Hope that we have discussed, we have understood these points.